All right. So this is our cascode amplifier. If you see here, you have Q1, Q2. Okay. Q1 is the common source stage. Okay, common source stage, which actually provides the bulk of the amplifier. Okay, this is where the actual amplifier happens. Okay, Q2 here is the common gate stage. Common gate stage. Okay, also called cascode transistor. Okay, also called cascode transistor. Right. Uh, so what we do now is we'll look at we'll find out some input impedance and output impedances so that you can understand how exactly by adding a common gate transistor or a cascode transistor, my output impedance and gain are improving, right? So for that, if you look in this direction, okay, this I will call it as Rn, okay, input impedance. If I look in this direction, I will call it as R out. Okay, R out. And if you look at this part, okay, the source of your Q2, okay, source of Q2, that is your source of the cascode transistor. Okay, there whatever impedance I see in this direction, I will call it as R into. Okay, I will call it as R into. And at the drain of Q1, okay, if I look down, what impedance I see, that I will call it as R out 1. Okay, so these four resistances are pivotal in understanding what is actually happening in a cascode amplifier, right? So Rn is the input impedance. Okay, okay, it is the same input impedance of a of common source amplifier, right? R out and Rin are the input and output impedances. Rin2 is the impedance seen into the source of Q2. Okay, so Rin2, okay, I'll write it here. Rin2 impedance seen at source of Q2. Okay, in brackets I'll write upwards. Okay, R out 1. Okay, R out 1 is the impedance seen at drain of Q1. Okay, and here I'll write downwards. Okay, downwards. Right. So we'll find out what is Rn, what is Rn2, what is R out 1, and what is final R out. Okay. Right. First, let us look at Rn. First, let us look at Rn2. First, let us look at Rn2. Okay. Copy this just for just when I need it. Okay. Copy. I'll paste it here. Okay. Now the problem is calculating Rn2. Okay, calculating Rn2. Right. So this was the earlier diagram. Okay. So Rn2 is the impedance seen at the source side of Q2. So I'm going to consider only the common gate transistor or the cascode transistor Q2. Right. I'm not going to consider Q1. So I'll slightly redraw this diagram. Okay. It will look like this. So this is gate of Q2, which is given to ground. This is Q2. Here you have V0. This is connected to RL. Fine. Here this is gone to a voltage which is V01. Okay. This V01. Okay. V01 here you can say is the drain voltage of Q1. Okay. So V01 is the actual output voltage of Q1. Q1 is a common source amplifier, right? So the output of a common source amplifier is taken at drain, right? So V01 here is the output voltage of Q1. Okay, right. Now the one which is asked, R in 2, that is actually like this. This is what R in 2 is. Okay, and let us not forget R02, which is the drain to source voltage, drain to source resistance, R02. Okay, so with this analysis, I'll make it a slightly bigger so that I can accommodate all the currents. Okay, I'll call this as R02. Okay, and this impedance seen like this, that is R in 2. Okay, so I have to find what is R in 2 now. So here, if I start considering the currents, okay, say if the current I'm assuming here is I0, say I01. Okay, so this same I01 should flow here also, correct? But since you have R02 here, the current gets split two ways, right? Say the current which is flowing like this is I, and this current I will call it as IR02. Okay, IR02. Okay, current flowing through R02 is IR02. The other current near the source I will call it as I, and the overall current I will call it as I01. Alright, so using this I can write I01 as say I plus IR02. Simple KCL here, right? Nothing fancy, right? So if you go back to the frequency response of common gate where we derived the resistance seen at the source, right? The resistance seen in this direction, okay, we have derived it as 1 by Gm plus Gmb, right? So here it will be 1 by Gm2 plus Gmb2, right? So I current which is actually flowing at the source of Q2, this I, okay, I will be V01 divided by the impedance seen at the source, which is 1 by Gm2 plus Gmb2, right? So therefore I is V01 into Gm2 plus Gmb2. Okay, so I know out of the KCL equation, okay, I found out what is I. Next I have to find out what is IR02, right? So IR02 is actually the potential difference, okay, between this point and this point. All right, so you can say that it is V01 minus V0 divided by R02. Look here, right? Current is flowing this way, so we take V01 minus V02, V0 divided by R02, right? The current which is flowing, it is like this. This is IR02, right? So obviously it is V01 minus V0 divided by R02. That will give me IR02, right? So in this V0, okay, V0 here is the output voltage, right? So this I will write it as V01 minus I01 into RL divided by R02, correct? See, voltage across RL is V0. Voltage across RL is actually V0, right? So current through RL is I01. So I01 into RL will give me V0. So that I have substituted here. Now, this both these equations, this equation and this equation, this I will call it as A, this I will call it as B. So substitute A and B in the I01 equation. Okay, substitute A and B in I01 equation. Okay, so what will you get? So I01, yeah, I01 equals to GM2 plus GMB2 into V01 plus V01 minus I01 RL divided by R02. Right. Solve this, multiply throughout with R02. So I01 R02 is equal to GM2 plus GMB2 into R02 V01 plus V01 minus I01 RL. Okay. So from this, if I find out V01 divided by I01, okay, that will actually give me R into. Okay, go above. Look at this part especially. Okay, this part. Okay, if I do V01 divided by I01, that will actually give me R into. Right. See, this is like same thing what we have done earlier. We have replaced, we have put some voltage called Vx and the current flowing through it as Ix. So if I do Vx by Ix, I will get some resistance, right? Same thing here. Instead of Vx, we have V01, and instead of Ix, we have I01. So V01 by I01 will give you R into, right? So R into equals, okay, RL plus R0 2 divided by 1 plus GM2 plus GMB2 into R02. Okay, this is what R into is. Okay, so again, if you make a small assumption here that if say R02 is infinite, okay, if you are not considering R02 at all, then Rn will actually, Rn2 will actually get reduced to 1 by GM2 plus GMB2. If you remember, this is actually the input impedance of a common gate amplifier, considering body effect, which we have done earlier. Okay, while we did the frequency response of a common gate amplifier. So this same derivation I'm doing here, so that it will be a recap, and we'll be providing a complete derivation for this cascade amplifier. Okay, so this is what R into is. This is R into, sorry, this is R into, but there is a small caveat here. Okay, what it is say RL is open circuited, means RL is infinite. Okay, this will also make R into as infinite. Okay, so larger the RL load voltage, load current, load resistance, larger the R into value, right? So I have to consider a case where RL is infinite, and I have to try and find out what would be the gain of this amplifier, right? So the assumption here is if RL is infinite, okay, what happens to the circuit diagram? Okay, that is what we'll find out. All right. So the circuit diagram, it will actually stay simple. You have gate which is attached to ground. This is connected like this. This is R02. Okay, this is Q2. Here you have V0. Okay, RL is infinite, so it is open circuited, right? So this one is connected to V01. Okay, so if I assume the current flowing like this, okay, is I01. Okay, obviously the same current I01 will come here. All right. So if I'll assume current I to be here. Okay, same thing. here I will assume IR02, right? Now since RL is infinite, okay, since RL is infinite, this makes I01 0. Why? Because it is open circuited. I01 will not be there if there is no RL at all. So I01 is actually 0, right? Because open circuited. Okay. So with this, then what will be V01 then? What will be V0? So V0 here is, okay, V0 here is voltage drop across this plus this voltage. Okay, voltage drop across R02 and voltage at V01, right? So V0 here is some current into R02 plus V01, right? So what is I then? So I here will be R02, I'm sorry, into V01 into GM2 plus GMB2. Remember, this impedance seen in this direction, that is 1 by GM2 plus GMB2. Okay. So this will be the current flowing through R02, right? Then plus you have V01, right? So from this, if you find out gain AV02, okay, which is actually V0 divided by V01, okay, so take common, you get 1 plus GM2 plus GMB2 into R02. Okay, this is an important formula which we'll always come back to later. All right, so always try and remember this. Keep this in mind. How we derive this? Right. This is actually the open circuited voltage gain of Q2. Okay, Q2 means it is a CG transistor. All right. So this is AV02. Okay. So if I go back to the earlier equation of R into, okay, so let me write that again. R into is, we got it as RL plus R02 divided by 1 plus GM2 plus GMB2 into R02. Okay, so split this equation. Okay, split it, okay, copy this once again. Okay, so when I say split this equation, I meant write it like this: RL divided by, sorry, R02 divided by GM2 plus GMB2 into R02 plus RL divided by 1, not 1 plus, I'll write GM2 plus GMB2 into R02. Okay, so the assumption here is assume GM2 plus GMB2 into R02 is greater than 1. Okay, is very much greater than 1. Alright, then you can ignore that one. You can write this. So this equation will turn out as Rn2 equals to 1 by Gm2 plus Gmb2, okay, plus RL divided by we derived AV naught 2 as 1 plus Gm2 plus Gmb2 into R naught, right? So here there's a small thing I want to add. This you can also write it as AV naught 2 equals to Gm2 plus, I'll write it down, it's better if I write it down, not here. Okay, so here what I can write it as, I will write it as AV naught 2, that is what I wanted to write. Here AV naught 2 is Gm2 plus Gmb2 into R02. Okay, again considering Gm2 plus Gmb2 into R02 is greater than 1, right? Remember AV02 is actually 1 plus Gm2 plus Gmb2 into R02, but if I consider this condition, then that one I can remove, right? So I can replace this entire thing, okay, this entire equation, this part, with simply AV02, right? So if you look at this equation, Rn2 is equal to 1 by, I'll write it again, Gm2 plus Gmb2 plus RL divided by AV02, where AV02 is Gm2 plus Gmb2 into R02. Okay, so I'll put a box over this. Okay, so what this equation actually tells you is that if you are going to consider if you're going to consider body effect, and if you're going to consider R0, okay, to your common gate transistor, this extra term you get. See, if you don't consider RL effects in your Rin, okay, Rin2, you simply get 1 by Gm plus Gmb, correct? Okay, but this term, the second term, plus RL divided by AV02, this will actually appear, okay, this will actually appear when you consider RL and R0. Okay, when you consider RL and R0, this extra term will appear. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you. Okay, any queries till here? This is what Rin2 is. Okay, this is what Rin2 is. Okay, all right. All right, so this is what Rin2. Then next we'll look at this the cascode diagram again. Okay, let us come back to the cascode diagram again. Cascode, before that, cascode small signal model. Okay, cascode small signal model. So I'll copy that. This is my small signal model. Okay. Copy. Paste. Okay. So in this, I have already derived Rin2. This is done. Okay. Now I have to look at Rout1 and Rout1. Rout1 and Rin. Okay. Now if you carefully look at Rout1. Okay. Rout1. Okay. If I look from the drain of Q1 downwards, I can see only one resistance, R0, 1. Okay, so obviously R0, Rout 1 will be same as R0 1. Okay, Rout 1 will be same as R0 1, and Rin. Okay, since Rin is measured at the gate of the CS amplifier Q1. Okay, while looking into the gate of the CS amplifier, right? Rin will be infinite. Alright, so this is also done. This is also done. Okay, so this, put it in a box. Okay, right. The only thing which is left is finding out Rout. Okay, so how to find Rout? Okay, now if you observe what is Rout here is actually, Rout is the output impedance of Q2. Okay, it is actually the output impedance of Q2. So if I measure Rout, if I measure Rout, okay, so I will understand how my overall impedance is changing, how it is going to affect my gain, right? So far what we have done is we are simply finding out how the output impedance is changing by adding a common gate transistor, right? That we can finalize it by finding out Rout. So how to find Rout? So here we'll write calculating Rout. So draw the diagram again. Circuit diagram. This is gate connected to ground. This is source. This is actually connected to V01. Okay, I'm not worried about drawing CS amplifier, only common gate amplifier. This is going to remember, I have to find out Rout, right? Rout is in this direction. Rout is this direction. So what I'll do, I'll remove all RL, everything. Okay, I'll put a voltage source there, and I'll put some current there. So when I do this voltage divided by current, I will get Rout. So I will do this. So plus minus Vx, and the current flowing through this, I will call it as Ix. Okay, so when I do this, Rout here is same as Vx by Ix. Okay, so here you have R02, this is Q1. Okay, now the impedance seen in this direction, is actually Rout 1, okay, which is actually R01. Alright, see, Rout 1 is a direction. If you look at this direction, it is seen from the drain, right? Drain towards Q1. Okay, so that is same as R01, right? So the impedance seen in this direction is R01. Okay, so I have to find Rout now. So simple. Okay, so if I have Ix flowing like this, right? If you remember, this impedance seen in this direction is 1 by GM2 plus GMB2, right? And since V01 is here, current will flow like this, I will flow like this. Okay, so the current seen in this direction, okay, that is actually Ix minus I. Correct? No, not minus, plus. Ix plus I. If you apply KCL at this point, okay, so the current flowing through R02 is Ix plus I. Alright, so quickly we'll come up with what is I. Okay, so I here is V01 divided by 1 by GM2 plus GMB2. Therefore, I is V01 into GM2 plus GMB2. Okay, this is what I is. Right. Now, if you apply, what is the potential difference? What is the voltage drop across R02? Right. Voltage drop across R02. Okay, so that I will call it as VR02. So V into R02 is Ix plus I into R02. Okay, so this I will write it as Ix plus I is GM2 plus GMB2 into R02, alright, into R02, sorry, V01. Small correction. This is not R02, it is V01. Okay. Okay, this whole thing into R02. Okay, this is what VR02 is. Right. And V01. Okay, V01. This impedance, this voltage. Okay, that voltage is nothing but Ix. Remember, Ix is a current which is coming from the Vx. So the same current should flow here also. Okay, so if I multiply this Ix with this impedance, okay, if I multiply Ix with this impedance, then I will get V01, right? So here I will write V01 as Ix into R01, okay, which is the same as Ix into R01. Okay, now I have voltage drop. If you look at the diagram, I have voltage drop across R02, I have voltage V01. So Vx, I can write Vx as addition of this drop plus this voltage, right? Why? KVL. Okay, so KVL, by using KVL, I can write Vx as VR02 plus V01. Okay, so from this Vx is equal to V01 is Ix into R01 plus VR02 is Ix R02 plus V01 R02 into GM2 plus GMB2. Right. So simplify this. From this I have to find out what is Vx by Ix. When I do that, I finally get my R out. Okay. So Vx is equal to Ix R01 plus Ix R02. Okay, I have V01 here, which I will change it to Ix R01. Okay, into R02 into GM2 plus GMB2. Okay, then after this, simplify it. Okay, try to simplify this on your own. I'll write what I get at the end. So R out is equal to Vx by Ix, which is R01 plus R02 plus R01 R02 into GM2 plus GMB2. Right. So from this, therefore, R out here is R02 plus R01 into 1 plus GM2 plus GMB2 into R0. Okay. Yeah, what happened? No, open time constant method is for finding out frequencies, cutoff frequency. It is not for finding out R out. Understood? No, 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 no. Open circuit time constant. Wait, let me show you that. I think I have it here. Which class was it? I will open this one. CS amplifier, not this. 21st. Okay. Yeah. Right. See here. This is your open. Can you see this? Uh, you can see this open circuit time constant method, right? This is for finding FH. See, for this diagram, uh, where is it? For this diagram, I have three capacitances: CGS, CGD, and CL, right? So what in open circuit time constant method I do is I consider each capacitor individually while making source zero. Okay. So here first what I've done is I've considered CGS, right? And I've made source zero. So which from this you get RGS, right? From that you get tau GS, which is RGS into CGS. Like similarly tau GS you get, then tau GD you get. Here see tau GD. Then finally you get tau CL. From this I find FH, which is 1 by 2 pi into sum of all those time constants. So open circuit time constant is for finding out cutoff frequencies, right? It's not for finding out R out. No. Is it understood? Okay. All right then. Okay. So yeah, in this is what R out is. From this, I can write R out as R02 plus R01 into, yeah. Okay. Now if you look at this entire term, okay, this entire term is AV02. This we had derived earlier, right? So I can write this as R02 plus AV02 into R01. Right. So put this in a box. Okay. This is R out. So I have derived R out, I have derived R in, I have derived R in 2, I have derived R out 1. Okay. Now I hope you're following this. Okay. If you have any queries, stop me. Okay. So here you have R out is equal to R02 plus AV02 into R01. So obviously AV02 R01, okay, is greater than R02. Okay, some assumptions we are making here, that's all. So all these are assumptions. So R out will be equal to AV02 into R01. Right. So another assumption we'll make here. So here we'll write it as 1 plus GM2 plus GMB2 into R02, correct? Into R01, right? So this you can also write it as R out is GM2 plus GMB2 into R02 into R01. Okay, so the assumption here is GM2 plus GMB2 into R02 is actually greater than 1. Okay, Why I'm doing all these assumptions, you'll get to know shortly. All right. So here, if you look at this, only this part. Okay. Uh, in the earlier classes, we discussed something called intrinsic gain. Okay, intrinsic gain. Okay, what intrinsic gain is? A naught. We write it as A naught is GM times R naught. Okay. Right. So here, this GM2 plus GMB2 into R naught, I can write it as the intrinsic gain for transistor Q2. Right. So this is intrinsic gain for Q2. Right. So 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 I'll write R out as some A naught 2. Okay, just to mention it into R naught 1. Okay. Now in this equation, okay, there are some points you need to understand. All right. So in this, you can see that if I have a simple CS amplifier, okay, if I have a simple CS amplifier like this, okay, this is VI, this is, okay, like this goes towards load, okay, and this is V naught, right? So in this, I can write gain, okay, I can write gain as AV as minus GM into R naught, okay, because R naught is the impedance seen in this direction between drain and source. Okay, I'll slightly remove this. I'm not worried about this. Okay, so AV here is minus GM into R naught, right? If you look at this equation, in this equation, right, you can say that R naught 1, which is actually the impedance of R naught 1 is actually the drain to source impedance of Q1. Okay, so if this is a transistor Q1, okay, this will be R naught 1, then this will be R naught 1 here, right? So this entire R naught 1 is actually replaced with A naught 2 into R naught 1. That is what I wanted to see. Express here. So the entire the impedance, output impedance actually seen, okay, it is actually not just R naught 1, it is A naught 2 into R naught 1, right? So it is getting multiplied by a factor of the intrinsic gain of Q2, right? So to make a statement here, I can write that the output impedance R out is increased by a factor of A naught 2, that is the intrinsic gain of Q2. Okay, therefore R out changes, or I should say increases from R naught 1 to A naught 2 times R naught 1 by adding a cascode transistor. Cascode means common gate transistor. Okay, this is the thing to take away here. Okay, so here A naught 2 is intrinsic gain of Q2. Okay, so see here, by obviously when I will replace this R naught 2 with A naught 2 times R naught 1. Okay, right? Obviously the gain, overall gain which you see, that will also be improved by a factor of a02, right? So this is what this is how by adding a common gate transistor or a cascode transistor as we call it here, improves the output impedance seen, overall output impedance seen. Okay, right? We'll conclude our class now. Any queries still here?